breaking world records using Lego. Let the challenge begin. Let's begin with minifigure world records, starting with the shortest Lego man. Okay, that's our first record set. And if you're wondering how I did that, I took a tube piece and threaded it between two Technic bricks. What about the Lego minifig with the tallest head, biggest head, and finally, the tiniest face? What about the world's widest Lego man? At this point, we're not even breaking world records, we're creating superpower. What about the most dead Lego man, the most angry Lego man, and the most corny Lego man? Bruh. What about the Lego man with the most riz? Here's an ordinary Lego man, so let's give him a fresh cut, a varsity jacket, hat, and a pair of shades, that way he can look stylish. And finally, let's give him a phone so that he can slide into people's DMs. Now it's time to see the results. Oh my gosh, it's unspoken riz. You know what? Let me try this. Dang. Well that's kind of a bummer. I guess it didn't work. What about the world's most cold minifig, most sus minifig, most chicken minifig, and finally, the most clean minifig? It's Mr. Clean himself. What about the world's richest Lego minifig? Well, here's Batman because he's pretty rich. Here's a $100 Lego bill and multiply that by 1,000 and we have $100,000 in Lego money. On top of that, we're gonna give him some gold, diamonds, jewelry, rare NFTs that are also probably worth a lot of money, movie theater snacks because everyone knows those are overpriced, and finally, some Lego game currency. This is definitely every Lego minifig's biggest flex. Wow. This also feels really massaging for my hands. What about the world's tallest Lego minifig? Nice. Everyone's gonna be asking this guy now if he plays basketball. Nice. What about the most W Lego man? Wow, this guy really took that phrase quite literally. What about gaming world records? Here's a Lego Steve minifig from Minecraft, and we're gonna try to get him to beat a world record. What about the fastest time to beat Lego Minecraft? Timer begins now. Okay, grab that wood. Now get the stone. Okay, craft a sword now. Get an ender pearl from the enderman real quick. Okay, now light that portal, go through, and get that blaze rod. Okay, now you can craft the eyes of ender. Put it on the portal, and get the ender dragon. Go, go, quick, quick. Yes, that was such a clean speed run. I bet Dream would be so jealous right now. Speaking of video games, you need to prepare for LEGO 2K Drive. It's an open world racing adventure game that drops on May 19th, and the developers let me play it early. You can collect and customize hundreds of different LEGO vehicles. Oh, look at this car. Oh. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry guys, sorry. Pick your driver, pick the most fresh looking whip, and pick your adventure because there's also several giant maps to explore with tons of things to discover and find. You can go on-roading, off-roading, or even boating in the water. And just when you thought that was cool, you can do it in style. Because there's hundreds of different races, side quests, and mini games you can find all around you. It's an open world game with unlimited things to do, so you get to choose your adventure and you'll never get bored. So May 19th, buckle your seatbelts and prepare for one of the most W LEGO game experiences of all time. But speaking of racing, let's beat the world record for the fastest LEGO car. Insert the cool drifting montage. Oh crap, the wheels came off. Okay, now it's time.
Then they're given cardboard, which they pretend is land, so they pretend they're frogs. Uncle James, can we play Space Explorer? Shut up for a second. I'm watching this unnaturally charming preschool show. Why are you watching a show for babies? Okay, kid. This show is extremely sophisticated and can be enjoyed by both children and adults. So why don't you shut your ignorant mouth and find someone who actually loves you to play your silly little space game? Crikey, Bingo! You can't say that to your sister! You have to say nice things! Treat others how you want to be treated, mate! Oh, I really needed to hear that today. This episode of The Odd Ones Out is called... Are you familiar with the Australian animated preschool show Bluey? If your TikTok algorithm is anything like mine, you'll have seen a bunch of clips of this blue cartoon dog all over your For You page, paired with Subway Surfer highlights. Wow, TikTok, clips of a foreign preschool show? I thought you were supposed to cater to my interests. Let's read some of the comments on these Bluey TikToks, shall we? No shame, I'm a senior in high school, but I watch Bluey religiously, and this episode had me all in my feels. I'd say I had a good childhood, but I binged Bluey because adult life is so stressful and I'm sad, and it reminds me of a simpler time. Bluey is for everyone. I'm literally 27, and it's such a comfort show. Bluey is absolutely destroying me as a teenager who wishes he had this childhood. In my teen years and watching full episodes of Bluey. Watching Bluey high is such a fun time, dude. Huh. You know, to me, I'm just thinking out loud here, it seems like a lot of these comments weren't made by preschoolers. What's going on here? Now, if your brain is anything like mine, you'll be thinking, why is this show about Australian dogs so popular with adults who don't even have children? In fact, why does Bluey have over 5 billion views on TikTok, is searched more than Paw Patrol, Peppa Pig, and CoComelon, and why is this episode number 8 in IMDb's highest rated episodes of all time? This phenomenon intrigued me, and I was also bullied by a large number of people on my own team to watch the show. So, one day I sat down, put on the first episode, and I watched all 141 episodes. Hang on, James, 141? But there's only 129 on Disney+. Don't worry, my fellow obsessive Bluey fan, we're gonna talk about that later. I work in cartoons, and I've been to furry conventions, so Bluey has always been on my radar of shows I'm aware of. And just from the clips that I saw, I adored the art style, especially the backgrounds. So much so that my very own background team has studied and taken inspiration from Bluey's backgrounds. Here you can see my backgrounds taking on a more Bluey aesthetic. I mean, just look at the colors, especially their greens. Oh my god! Doesn't just looking at these backgrounds bring a smile to your face? While I was watching the first season, I realized, oh, okay, I see why this show is so popular. Because it's genuinely a good show. We've already established that the show is great to look at, but the voice acting, the sound design, and the music are equally as amazing, so it's also great to listen to. While most, if not all, other preschool shows will hire adults who can sound like toddlers, Bluey gets actual children to voice the actual child characters. Somehow, every Australian toddler in Bluey can be so expressive and emotional. It's impressive that the show got such a talented cast of child actors who don't sound annoying to listen to. Or maybe it's just their Aussie accents that I like, I don't know. Hire adults who can sound like toddlers, Bluey gets actual children to voice the actual child characters. Somehow, every Australian toddler in Bluey can be so expressive and emotional. It's impressive that the show got such a talented cast of child actors who don't sound annoying to listen to. Or maybe it's just their Aussie accents that I like, I don't know. The characters have so much personality, and the comedic timing is something I've never seen before in a preschool show. I can't think of a single time CoComelon has made me laugh this much, or even smile. The 4 main characters are Chili and Bandit, the parents, and Bluey and Bingo, the 6 and 4-year-old daughters. Yes, Bluey is a girl. You gotta catch up, dude. Come on, it's 2023. The show also does not hide the fact that it's Australian. It references multiple Australian locations and animals, they call flip-flops thongs, and they say things like, "Oh nor!" While some preschool shows focus on teaching kids numbers and letters, Bluey focuses on the relationship of the family and teaches its lessons through the make-pretend games that the family plays. And I want to emphasize how perfect these 2 parents are. These 2 are the most patient and emotionally aware parents I've seen ever. There are multiple times where the parents apologize to their kids for, frankly, not even doing anything wrong. The dad is like the most perfect dad role model. Dad is like the most perfect dad role model, okay? Check this out. Bingo was sad that dad didn't get
I was part of the Investec funded YES internship program. This farm has opened.
Steven Universe. from beginning to end in 22 minutes. Steven Universe in a nutshell is a story about an ice cream loving kid with a magical belly button who goes from having beachside adventures to liberating an intergalactic empire and battling his traumas, all while singing catchy tunes. Now that you get the gist of it, let's have a quick overview of the dysfunctional family that caused the whole ruckus that spanned over 9 seasons. No sir, Steven is the son of Greg Universe, and a gem, a rebel leader from a planet of Sentinel gemstones. This diamond in the rough is actually Pink Diamond, who rebelled against the oppressive gem homeworld, and going as far as faking her own demise to become the earth-protecting Rose Quartz. On the other side of Steven's lineage is Greg Universe, a washed-up musician turned car wash owner turned millionaire. Greg's life is a whirlwind from scraping by to sudden wealth upon a surprise royalty check. This super cool dad provides unwavering support to Steven during his gem-filled adventures despite his anxiety over his son's risky missions. Before we dive into the star-studded roster, let's set the scene with a little cosmic backstory. You see, the Steven Universe see what we did there, is peppered with beings known as gems. These aren't your grandma's gems though. They're humanoid, magical, extraterrestrial rock stars from across the galaxy. Around 5,750 orbits around the sun ago, these gems tried to turn our planet blue into a flashy gem clubhouse. But our homegirl Rose Quartz and her band of rebels hit the eject button on the idea, leaving the crystal gems and a motley crew of corrupted gems as the only remaining gems on Earth. Now let's zoom in from the cosmic overview and meet the gems of our show. If you're wondering about the order, the discipline, and the brains behind the crystal gems, then folks, meet Pearl. Not just any Pearl, she was the second Pearl to Pink Diamond and was Rose Quartz's closest follower, even acting as her sole confidant. Talk about high stakes. But Pearl isn't just all about responsibilities and duties. She's a gem with deep emotional currents. Pearl's journey has been far from easy, struggling with self-worth issues and carrying the weight of Rose's secrets. It's been quite a ride for our Pearl, but here's the thing about her. She's as resilient as she is disciplined. She stood her ground guarding Earth alongside her friends for several millennia and helping to shape Steven into the gem he is today. Next up is Amethyst, the gem who's always ready for a good time. Born right here on Earth in the Gem Homeworld Kindergarten Project, she might be the last gem made on our blue planet. But when it comes to fun, she's always first. Discovered by Rose Quartz and the Crystal Gems, she joined the ranks as the spunky spark plug of the group. But hey, don't let her party hard exterior fool you. Amethyst had to wrestle with some serious self-esteem gremlins, but she came out the other side stronger and more confident than ever. Now it's time for the big guns, and by that I mean the power-packed future seeing 2 in 1 gem, Garnet. Garnet is the dazzling result of a fusion between the passionate Ruby and the cool-headed Sapphire. As the current de facto leader of the Crystal Gems, Garnet keeps the team steady and focused. Not only is she one of the last surviving gems on Earth, but she's also a veteran from way back in the rebellion against the gem homeworld. And when Rose Quartz gave up her physical form, Garnet stepped up to the plate to lead the Crystal Gems. But every hero has their challenges. Spinal turned up with her gem rejuvenator and Garnet's memories were wiped. Ruby and Sapphire were split apart, but the love and trust between these two are so strong that they managed to accidentally fuse back into Garnet, reclaiming their lost memories and their identity. Once known for her stoicism and distance because of her future vision, Garnet's now all about embracing the unfolding future naturally without any pressure. Now that you've met the show's stars, let's break down the series season by season.
Are the crystal gems, we'll always save the day.
Season 1. Our story kicks off with Steven, the newest, youngest, and only half-human member of the Crystal Gems, finds himself facing down a red eye, a giant homeworld probe. With his mom's wicked laser light cannon, Steven sends the red eye packing, but not without tipping off homeworld about Earth's surviving gems.